Lunch Buddies! So today we are continuing with another episode of the Still Kickin' one-shot. Today with me I have Arden XIII, MalTheCoolest Nerd, and Kritical Blink. Like I said, we're continuing with our Still Kickin' campaign. We're using the D&D 5e Tasha's Cauldron stats for all of our sidekicks. If you haven't seen episode 1, definitely go check that out so you know where we're at. But yeah, let's get started. So, to recap last episode, we started off with a group of sidekicks all meeting at a banner house in Rodenef. Last time I forgot to mention this is all taking place in Theatrum, which is the world I've been working on for a while. But yes, we started off in Rodenef. They all met at a banner house. You met some pretty cool people. You met a suit of armor named Cauldron. You met a awakened bush named George Bush. And there, while you were at the banner house, Cauldron let you know that your once hero, companion, whoever he was during your time as a sidekick had gone missing. While he had recently gone to Estermary to do something, don't really know what that was, Cauldron had gotten a letter back that said, dismissing you of your service, bye, which was really weird. So from that letter, you discovered that it had been sent from the College of Coxworth in Estermary. Yes, and a Mr. Galehar was somehow involved in all of this. So you set off to the college. You arrived at the college, and you are now at the door to Mr. Galehar's office.
Mr. Michael.
And we knocked, and a pair of blue eyes.
A pair of pale blue eyes peeked out from the door.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
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 I'm
Hi.
so sorry. I am so busy. I really don't have time to lecture you about some mild inconvenient curse that somehow has befallen of you. In the end, she doesn't love you. Please leave me alone.
Whoa, hang on a second. Banging on the door.
That's her choice. Good day. And
No, we have no idea. We have nothing to.
Yeah,
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Everybody roll perception checks.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I will warn you, this is not the night to roll any bad things.
Oh, great. Well, we're off to a great start.
5.
6.
6.
22.
Yay!
All right.
He's got
So,
the perception, don't worry about
The
it.
two of you are kind of shocked at this display of rudeness, but also at the fact that, like, when he closes the little eye hole that he was looking out of, you're struggling to see where his eyes were. You're like, that, because it works into the stone so well on the door, you're like, that...
There were eyes and then there weren't eyes.
Yeah, and it's like, what just happened? With a 21?
22.
With a 22, you, still quite, like, well, that was rude. Behind the door, you can hear the sound of what sounds like this person that you just seen talking. And then there's the sound of, like, a scuffling noise, and then you hear, and you'd almost grown used to it because you'd been traveling with your friend Jen for a while, but you hear the sound of flapping wings from behind the door. And there is a click, and the door creaks open. So, walking into, kind of entering the room, it is looking on the outside of the college and then seeing this room, you're not sure how this room exists. It doesn't look like the proportions really worked out. You're looking at a domed ceiling that canopies at 30 feet with neatly painted tiles. There are no lanterns, windows, or open flames that can be seen throughout the room, but the hexagonal roof provides a dulled glow. The room has 6 walls, each filled with a bookshelf that stretches from the floor to the ceiling, holding books, tomes, scrolls, other magical items. There are velvet curtains that are held at the top that can be pulled across to cover entire sections of the room. In the back of the room, you see an elevated platform that's got an enchanting table, alchemy kit. There's a large desk with tons of books skewed upon it. In the center of the room is a very large contraption that winds and clicks. There's a huge orb in the middle of it that is mostly blue with a good patch of green on it that is constantly moving. And then there are 8 other spheres that seem to be spinning around it using mechanical wires or steel beams.
Oh, wow.
It's huge. So in the room itself, well built
Arden
for...
knows what this is.
The room itself, built for organization and quick reference, is in complete disarray. There are papers all over the floor. There are books just open and laid out everywhere. It is a complete mess. As you further look into the room, you see a younger-looking half-elven man wearing an unbuttoned undershirt, brown trousers, no shoes, that stands about a couple feet into the room. He's got choppy, unwashed hair that is brushed out of his face. He's got the shark cheekbones that you know from a half-elf, and you see those bright blue eyes that he has. And he turns back at you and he kind of looks at all of you and he's like, "I'm so sorry, it seems my familiar has lost her mind." And you see a tiny gold dragon that flies up and, like, knocks him, like, gives him a good headbutt. Not like a pseudo-dragon, more so like, whereas you're the size of a cat, this one is, like, this big. So it's very small. Very small.
Mouse dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Itty
And
bitty.
so, yes, itty bitty. So this half-elven man looks at you and says, "Well, go on. What strange ring did you find in a dungeon? What dream did you have that made you wet the bed? Go on, I really don't have all day."
Well, my name is Yuen. And he would take off his leather cap and bow. These are my friends, and we actually we're looking for our old master. You see.
Wonderful. He's
his-
probably not in here, I can guarantee.
Fad, or what do you guys call him?
Woolsey. Woolsey Bayorn.
Yes.
Oh!
Or Lorcan Fraser.
We were told that he was coming
that?
here to meet you.
That's what he called himself.
All right. And you kind of see
I
this,
prefer
like...
Fad.
You kind of see this look on his face of, like... Oh. Well, come on in. And he, like, beckons you in and is like, I have to deal with this. Fantastic.
Name drops. Always do the trick.
Yes. And you, as you all enter the room and you begin to look around a little bit more, the door will automatically close behind you. It's a stone door, but when it closes, it doesn't have that big boom noise. It's actually very quiet.
Not menacingly close
Right?
behind us.
No. It is very quiet and
Just a gentle click.
a gentle click.
All the light cuts off as the door closes.
This half-elven man will go up onto his desk and he has a mug of something and he takes a long drink from it and he sets it back down. He goes,
Everclear.
yeah.
Long morning here at the college.
Yes, he says, "All right. What do you know?"
That's a very loaded question. What do I know? As in, what do I?
Well, I know of many things. You pull out a scroll of the.
No,
On one of my
no.
adventures,
I hand him the letter that has the seal from the college, and just basically like, this is all we really know. He's kind of a dear friend of ours, and his A comrade, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
his leaving was very sudden and not very well explained.
So he will take the letter from you and he will open this up. And he's eyeing you and kind of like, But he's especially eyeing you because you still have the mask on. So he'll quickly read it over and he'll fold it back up and he'll hand it to you and he'll be like, "All right. Here's what I know." So Micah will begin and he will say, about 50 years ago, Woolsey came to me in
Time out. 50?
50.
I knew him 20 years ago.
He's always looked 50.
No, he's
He's
always
always
looked
looked 30.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh. Well, I mean,
he aged 10 years in the 10 years that I knew him.
Mm-hmm. He aged normally.
but he always looks 30 when we meet him. When a sidekick meets him.
Yeah, he always looks younger.
Is Woolsey a vampire?
No, because he ages at the regular
No,
speed.
he ages, so he's doing something to get younger.
Like drinking the life essence of his companions? Now I'm panicking.
Well, before you panic, Michael will...
Just immediately spirals.
Right. So, before you begin to spiral, Michael will say, "My name is Michael Gelhar. I work here at the college." And my accent disappears when I'm trying to speak in lore. So, when he will begin and he will say, "Yes, I knew Woolsey or Lorcan or whoever you want to call him. Thad. I knew him 50 years ago. Doesn't really matter. He came to me 50 years ago. He was an old, disgusting man. He was like gross, nasty. And he gave me a large...
Dare you say that?
He gave me a large sum of money and asked me for a very specific potion that would make him younger. So, I brewed it for him, and he got younger, just so he could live out his days of adventuring. I don't think it was anything sinister. He just loved what he did and wanted to do more of it. So, every, I don't know, 10-ish years, he would come and get another potion and set off on his days. I know that he had a numerous amount of sidekicks throughout the years. Nothing, sometimes he would keep them for the entire year. Sometimes he would keep them for an entire 10 years. And then when he broke off to get another sidekick, that's when he would come get the potion. Not really my business. He was paying me really well, so...
Sounds like it'd be an expensive business, that's for sure.
I made good money off of him. Funded lots of projects. Anyway, about 6 months ago, he came to me for another potion. He was kind of due for his potion.
Due for the juice.
Unfortunately, I think he cut corners. You see, his job is to gather the ingredients and then pay me for the additional ingredients that I can provide here at the college. He must have cut corners this year, because when I gave it to him 6 months ago, it did not age him backwards 10 years, it aged him forward about 12. So your 50-year-old Woolsey became 60 years old, and he can't, in his mind, he can't really adventure past 60 or whatever, not really my job. So I was able to make him a new potion, 2 new potions, so that's 3 potions in one day. Aged him backwards. He was fine, back to his 30 to 40-ish years old. But that's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So in exchange for aging him back to where he was supposed to be, he promised to work for me for free for a year.
Oh.
Yes.
So...
Where is he at?
where is he now?
That's the thing. I sent him off up north, and he has not returned. Now, normally I'm pretty good at my job. I can see where he's at, make sure he's doing his job as he promised he would. Never had any problems before. About a month ago, he left to go up north by boat, because you can take a boat and go up to the top of Arden XIII. And I tried peeking on him about 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, because I just hadn't heard anything, and I couldn't see him. Now, even if they're dead, even if someone dies, I can see them. I can see their grave or their corpse or wherever they're at. It was very foggy. And I don't know why. But he's been gathering things that I need, and I would very much like whatever he found there to come back to me.
North of Rodenef, where did you send him?
There, northeast of Rodenef? the very northeast. So everybody roll history or maybe nature. Either history or no, just history.
The naturalists of 20s.
Yay! Hooray!
The most natural of 5s.
Ooh, okay.
13.
Alright. So,
That's
Lorcan,
smart.
not Lorcan, Lindal, you're not from Rodenef, so it would make sense why you're just kind of like, okay, cool, went up north. Yeah,
That way.
You know from being in Basin Fair that northeastern of Rodenef is kind of like a no-no zone. People just don't really live there or go there. And you're kind of like, there's something wrong with that place, but I can't quite remember. You've actually been on the outskirts of this place before. Northeastern in Rodenef is an area called a blighted plain.
Oh.
And
That sounds wonderful.
You have looked at it. You and Fad had at one point looked at it and said, no, and turned around and went the other way. From the mountains in Rodenef, from where you and Woolsey would kind of travel around, you could look over in the northeastern and see this kind of like, you know, like the elephant graveyard in The Lion King? Yeah, that. Yeah. We don't go there.
Where the light doesn't touch.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't go there. So, you know it is called the Blighted Plains. You know that you're just not supposed to go there.
Okay.
Where the sun don't shine.
Where the sun don't shine. And Michael basically just said, yeah, he was recovering something from me from that area, and he hasn't come back yet.
You sent him to the Blighted Plain.
I gave him all the necessary things he needed to survive out there. It was a quick in and out. He should have been back about 2 weeks ago, which is why I was kind of confused.
Shredder would grab his tail and point it at.
Okay.
How could
I would
you?
seeing him grab his tail and point it, I would also draw my sword and point it at.
The little gold...
You fiend!
The little gold dragon would, like, kind of... Like, Michael doesn't care. He's just very, like...
As I am cat-sized, holding
Great.
my own tail.
I mean, you're holding an actual sword at him, but even still, he's just like...
You've doomed our friend!
And the golden dragon, the tiny golden dragon is just like standing in front of him, just being guard. And he's like, look, he isn't dead, if that makes you feel better.
It doesn't!
And he's not blighted, if that's the other concern. He's not. He's alive, but I just don't know. Something has befallen him, and I don't know where he is, and I can't even imagine to think. It's a bit unfortunate. This was going to be like his last mission. I know it's only like 6 months into his thing, but I kind of decided to call it off, so it's not really a thing anymore.
He was 1 week from retirement.
Well,
Daddy's
I mean,
dead.
I would have needed him to come back for the other 6 months. It's just things have changed, and I don't know if this is actually something I want to do anymore. So
What did you send him to get?
and so he will.
And none of your tomfoolery,
No.
wizard!
He will go over to a spot in
Not
the
to be
room.
outdone.
Right. So
Lyndon is just holding Oathkeeper and trying to keep Oathkeeper from joining in.
Oathkeeper is shaking. No,
Please
he
don't.
will
Please don't indulge them.
go over to a pedestal, kind of in that platform, and it will have. It's a pedestal, and it has kind of a sheet covering over the top of it. When he pulls the sheet off, all of you can see an ancient tablet that's made out of stone, clay, and some fine jewels inset into the mural. It looks like half a circle that's kind of like these fine jewels, and the clay pieces inside the stone are creating an image. There are also runes encircling it. And he kind of shows everybody and says, this is what I've been working on.
Do I
I'm looking for...
recognize the runes?
Go ahead and do a religion check.
Religion?
Yes.
Not Arcana?
Roll and I'll tell you if you know anything.
Okay.
It's like
That's a 10.
Did you hit a natural 20? Then no, you have no idea.
Okay.
This is
Nothing
a natural
short of a natural 20.
Yes, this is a nothing short of a natural 20 situation. And so he will show this to you all. And he says, this is a tablet from the old age. And with all of the pieces together, it will show me something that I'm looking for.
Which is
A key.
to.
He's like, right, but you can't tell anyone. It's a key.
You can't tell anyone.
It's a key that will open the lost Temple of Soul here in Rodenef.
Do I need to roll to know what that is?
You do not, because you are actually named after one of the gods in the Court of Light. So the Temple of Soul is a myth, almost, that would be the place of worship for the god of soul during the Old Age. It was said that all of the gods would reside within their own moon temples, god stones, whatever, and actually sit there and take audiences with people. So, this would be, if it actually ever existed, would be a huge archaeological find. There might be some cool things in there. Michael will tell you that he is a huge fan of, this is his thing, studying the Old Age is his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's searching to find this temple, this lost temple that he's been searching for. And there should be a key that will help unlock the temple.
In the Blighted Plains.
No. He's like, I need a piece. Pieces of
The piece of the thing.
the broken mural.
That'll
and then
show him where the key is.
The
That'll
full
let
mural
him
will show
open
me the key.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's
the
a
mural that
multi-step process.
So the mural that we're looking at is missing like one key element.
It's missing a couple. So he's got most of like only a section of the circle has been cut out, and it looks like he could add pieces. And looking at it, you can tell that it's kind of been glued together. Some pieces are as big as this, some are like itty bitty, and he needs every single piece.
Okay.
So I'll say over the past for the past 6 months, it's been fantastic to get all these pieces together. Half of this wasn't done before Woolsey came and helped me out. But I've decided I might need to pull back a little bit, and that was this trip to the Blighted Plains is gonna be his last one, and then I would send him off.
But
Yeah.
why stop now? You're so close.
Did you learn something that would make you not want to find this temple?
You could tell that there's a part of them that he's like, people are asking me about my craft. This is fantastic. There's a part of him that wants to be really excited about it and be like, yes, there's this cool thing, and da-da-da-da. But he's trying to kind of play cool, and he's like, well, yes and no. I practice a lot of divination here in the school, and so dreams to me are kind of like a big deal. I've had some weird dreams lately, and I just feel like I need to pull back. Most of the time it's me or some random person being attacked by this group of animals, and I just don't want to.
Hey, we've
So
been
your
attacked by a lot of
horoscope is
animals.
telling you that you're moving a little too fast.
I
and
know
that-
you're a man of the sword, so it wouldn't make sense to your pea-sized brain. However, I think that this is fantastic.
Damn.
And
Pardon me, sir. I am a servant of this country.
Lyndon is just laughing.
yeah, and he's
Has probably dropped Oathkeeper at this point.
yeah, he's like, so honestly, I'll make you a deal. If you can go get Woolsey, that's great. Who cares? I know. Yeah. We care.
Oh.
Right. We care. However, I need that piece. So if you can get me that piece and bring back your friend, I can pay you a bit to.
You said money.
Yeah.
I
I
see.
can pay you for working for the school a little bit, and you can.
How much money would not that I care, I'm just curious for the sake of argument.
For bringing me back a small piece of an ancient artifact from the old age that would continue my research, I would give you each 200 gold?
Shren's like, I'm fine. That's fine. Money's not important, so
Right.
it's about the adventure.
It's about Woolsey. It's about finding Woolsey.
Yes, of course.
So finding Fraser.
Just sweating.
Eggs in a
Yeah. So...
Jin, are you okay?
Of course. It's about the adventure and finding our friend.
I didn't know that pseudo-dragons could sweat.
Everyone stop looking at me.
So, Michael will then say, anything else you need? I mean, I can get you to the Blighted Plains in, like, a second, so...
What?
Wait, for real?
I think I can just... I had a summer home up there that's kind of near the Blighted Plains. It's actually probably going to be taken over within the next 100 years, so as long as I can, pop in, hang out there for a minute, pop back here. You can send me a letter or something.
Okay, yes.
Alright.
Cool.
But no tricks, sorcerer.
No.
Wizard.
And as
Everyone's a sorcerer.
he looks like he's about to begin to cast teleport or do that, his little gold dragon will kind of like bump up against his head. What do you want? And you can see that they're communicating like in their head, and he's like, all right, you have a good point. And he will then look at you all and he'll say, so not only will I give you the gold, but I'm gonna give you something else. And he will go over to his table and he will pull out a bottle of ink and then a quill? Not really a quill. It looks like a sharp needle. And there is a it kind of connects into the ink, and so it looks like you can, it's a tattoo gun. And he says, I think that you'll need some extra protection as you go in to the Blighted Plains. There are some scary things in there that you may or may not know. So if you'd like, I can help you out. Really, just make sure you don't die.
That would be appreciated.
Why didn't you give that to Woolsey?
I did.
Clearly it was effective.
Mm-hmm. Not my fault.
He's still alive, I believe.
All right.
We think.
He pulls it out, and it is filled with like a black ink. He says, "Who's first?"
Is this a wand of some kind?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go first
All right.
to make sure it's safe.
Yes. So he will come up to you, and he will begin to
Got a solid 3 on my courage check. So I'm just gonna
Give me 1 second. This is another thing from Tasha's Cauldron that I'm throwing into this game kind of last minute because you'll need it.
magic tats.
Magic tattoos. So, there you are. He will, he says, where do you want it?
What? Well,
It's like a mark. It's gonna stay there for a
Oh,
while.
alright, well, I suppose on my arm.
All
Right
right.
here, yes.
So he will go up to your tiny pseudo-dragon arm, and he will,
Chicken leg.
he will hold the needle close to your skin and press the needle very slightly, very slowly as it begins to attune to you. It's not painful, it's not comfy. It's like
Okay.
getting a shot that just lasts a little too long.
Oh.
So it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But as you
Oh.
do so, as it only lasts for like a couple seconds, but as you do so, that's a weird way to describe it. Anyway, you see as he holds it closer, the tattoo kind of begins to form, and it is a black color that is got like a skull in the middle of it, and it kind of just is a circle. that
And you
spreads out.
instantly die.
And he says, "All right, who's next?"
I will remove my glove and present my forearm.
All right, and he will do the same thing that he did before. Same tattoo, spreads out, and he will, after finishing with yours, he will look at Lindile and he says, "Alright."
Oathkeeper.
He says, he says, "I think he'll be fine. What about you?" And he's looking at you like he knows something.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure
No.
No.
You sure? Sure.
It'll be alright, Lindale. It's not that painful. It's just
Lindile
a little
goes into the corner of the
uncomfortable.
room and like turns around and like takes off the mask and just like hangs it on like his belt.
Can I see your character sheet really quick just to see what you were resistant to and immune to?
Mhm. And
Oh, yeah, no, you need this.
yeah. And so he flips off his hood and you just see just bone and a spinal column going down into the collar of his into the collar of his robes, and he just turns around and he's just a skeleton, just skull,
That's the skeleton.
just completely bleached white after years and years of however long of being not so alive.
What? Oh,
You're a skeleton?
Lindale, what a wonderful complexion. I never knew.
So in front of you, you all see a skeleton that you've been traveling with for a little bit.
Hey,
Wonderful.
this
Does anyone else have anything that they would like to share
Well,
about themselves?
I'm a dragon.
No, you're not. What?
Well, I'm a rather small dragon, but a dragon nonetheless.
You're a cat dragon.
Well, that's still a dragon.
pseudo dragon, still a dragon,
He's the size of a house cat.
still draconic in nature.
I am still a human.
Well,
So am I.
Oathkeeper? Anything you would like to share?
You can assume that to be a shrug.
Any oaths that we need to know about?
So with all of your divination magic, did you know that?
Something a little funky going on. And he will.
Something funky.
I don't
Will
think
you-
you're funky. I think you're very nice.
Alright, well,
Thank you.
and he kind of begins to look you over and he's like, we can't do it here because you got 2 bones here. I can't do it on your ribs because that won't work. How about your skull? Your head?
I mean, I don't really have anywhere else, so I
You
guess.
sure don't. Alright, you want it on your forehead or the back of your head?
Let's do it on the back of the head.
Alright.
'Cause why not?
He will carefully stick the needle. I mean, it can't really go into the bone, but it's just, you guys all
more
watch.
like a tick.
Yeah, as it kind of, the needle slightly ticks, and then the same sigil appears. So, you all have that.
Lyndon will just immediately, like,
Mhm.
mask back up
Mask
and
back
put
up.
the hood back on.
Alrighty. So, Michael will then say, do you have any more questions, or should we just head off?
Do we need to get provisions?
Yes, I have extra provisions at the summer house, so you should be set there. Oh, that's the other thing, and he will kind of be like, I told this to Woolsey, but hopefully you should already know this. In the Blighted Plains, don't eat anything, don't drink anything, don't touch anything. If you do, you have to stay there for the rest of your lives. Don't know why, that's just how it works. Most of the time you'll die though, so just don't.
Great.
What if we're
Wondrous.
already...
If you're already
does that
dead,
work?
I would still recommend not touching anything. Because it can infest into your bones. Yeah. Eat your proteins.
What's the...
Yeah.
What's the glove back on?
Gloves for days.
Alright. So he will, if you so choose, teleport you all. You all link hands, and he'll just into a small summer home. That you have actually seen this home before.
Okay.
You're like, but you've never been inside it, but you're like, oh, this is that little house that's right next to the Blighted Plains.
That I've seen from, like...
I've seen from a
over
distance,
there.
yeah. But you make that
Who would put a
connection
house
pretty
here?
quick. So,
Oh, I see.
It's been here. So arriving at the summer home, you will be suited up with provisions, with armor, if you need it. I think you're the only one that has armor in your set.
Unless he has like studded leather.
No, he's just got normal leather armor, and he will...
That good leather.
The good leather. He'll say, alright, have fun.
To another adventure, friends!
Alright. And he will hang out.
Don't eat anything, don't touch anything, don't drink anything.
He will
have fun.
he will reiterate that to you. He's like, don't eat anything, don't touch anything. If you can help it, try not to interact with anything, because it's probably going to try to kill you or make you one of its own. So just, let's not do that.
Oh.
So, as you leave the small summer home, you are greeted with a harrowing sight. In the distance, not too far away, you see trees that have... What I'm going to try and describe isn't going to work as well. It's starting to get a little dark outside. It's not dark, it's not super dark, but it's starting to get a little dark outside. You are looking at an area that looks completely alien. Think Avatar, where it is that weird, like, plants that are kind of glowing, and things that are... Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And things that you see, trees that are farther in their width than their height, with really short branches, and they've got, like, these weird orbs on the end of them. You see gigantic mushrooms that overtake most of the trees. You see some trees that, at the edge of the forest, normally the trees at the edge of a forest would be smaller, because, you know, the forest is expanding. These trees are, it should have probably taken centuries for them to grow this big.
Shit.
You've been here, like, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. Most of these trees were not here 7 years ago. You see trees that have sharp scales on them, kind of like dragon scales for their bark. And then you see some trees that are as smooth as stone. So it is just this abomination to look at. So as you all begin to venture closer and closer towards this blighted plain...
Sure we can't just stay here for the night? Start fresh in the morning?
No. We have to find our friend.
You can if you'd like.
Tally-ho!
Alright.
We should stay and wait until the morning.
It's up to you.
We've got 2 votes for the morning.
Fine.
Alright.
We'll wait for the morning.
So you all stay in the summer house. Michael will go back to his laboratory. But when you wake up again in the morning...
I'm taking all of the picture frames and turning them around.
Turning them around.
You're rotating them?
Yes.
Okay, Lyndon is gonna take them all and just like...
Make them off a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Why? Because he has slighted me.
Yes.
And this is your revenge.
This is my revenge.
Walking through that hallway is going to be such a headache now.
Yes. So, you wake up in the morning, you eat some breakfast.
Do you eat?
No, not that you've seen.
He's never eaten.
No.
He's had the mask on the whole time, too.
It is more comforting to see, regardless of your predicament, you are
Predicament!
You are more of a comfort than...
Dexter. The Dexter.
the hand.
No, I kind of liked Dexter.
Dexter is pretty cool.
You are peculiar.
You...
Also been around a lot longer than you.
Mm-hmm. So
Clearly!
as you all begin to make your way towards the blighted plains, as you get closer and closer, the air begins to feel thicker. Almost like you're swimming. You're trying to breathe in water. So it's just... It doesn't feel good. So, as you begin to trek your way into the blighted plains...
Do we not have any masks?
I do. Mask.
I know he has a mask, but...
The air is moist. Just deal with it.
Everybody roll either perception or nature check. Your choice.
Oh, no.
I'll take that.
18.
Huh?
18.
18 on perception or nature?
Perception.
Okay.
10.
On what? Perception or nature?
Nature.
Okay.
24 on perception.
Okay.
You got that wisdom.
No, I just have a perception bonus that's...
You said an 18 for your perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There, as you're walking through, because you're a pseudo-dragon, so you've been in the woods before, you know nature pretty well. As you're walking through, you begin to hear this hum from everything. Like, everything has a slight buzz or hum to it. Like, everything.
Wonderful.
Like, it's all connected. Kind of. With your 10 in nature, you're really just getting that this is not a normal place. Something's wrong here. Something is alien, otherworldly. This is not a natural phenomenon. Actually, you've seen blighted plains before in Avium, but never like this.
To this scale.
Never to this scale. Plus, Avium's more of a desert, so when you think of a blighted area in the desert, it's like, this is just darker sand.
Worse desert.
Worse desert.
Desert, but worse.
Yes,
I
yes.
see.
This is you feel gross. This is gross. With a 24 on your perception
Nothing.
check.
I rolled a 19, I get plus
Yep.
5.
Yep. You are looking around. And as you're walking through, as you walk further and further into the blighted plains, it seems like the sky begins to grow darker. Just because there are mushrooms and taller trees and things that are blocking your view. So it feels like constantly dusk. As you are walking through, you are seeing all of these things. Morntor, you, with your scout-like eyes, being able to see things, notice a faint, dull pulse that is going through this entire area. Everything that glows, or can glow, kind of gives off this, like, beat.
In unison?
In unison.
I hate it
All
here.
of them are doing the same.
I hate it here. I'm going home.
The whole thing is just breathing.
Yes, that is what you get that. So, you're walking through.
Why is the forest throbbing, guys?
Exactly.
I need to put my jacket on.
Yeah. And so, as you all
Gross.
continue, yes,
Uncomf.
as you are all continuing through this blighted plain, are you looking for anything? What is everybody doing as you're traveling through?
At a certain point, if we don't see anything consistent, Joanne would just start yelling, Thad! Thad, old friend, where are you?
Start yelling.
Yes. And by yelling, I mean squawking, but also brain yelling.
Okay. Brain yelling. Okay.
When he starts doing that, I'm going to, like, grab him and close his mouth.
Grab the small.
When you yell, it is like you're yelling into a cavern or a cave. Everything echoes.
Okay.
Unnaturally. Your voice should not be bouncing as much.
We're
Should not
talking
be-
about my brain voice.
No. Your
squawk.
My
squawks.
squawk. Okay.
When you squawk, it echoes for forever.
Ah. Wonderful.
Again, not normal. Not okay. Not.
Good. Good.
Everybody roll a survival check.
Survival. Ah!
Is that a natural 20? I have written on here, nothing short of a natural 20 for this exact check.
Yes!
12.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
The
Well,
man in his leather cap are unstoppable.
While these two are looking around, and as you continue to walk, you're like, yeah, we came back from there. You two are completely lost. And it is starting to freak you out a little bit. Do either of you have keen senses?
Yes, I do.
So you can always tell where north is?
Oh, no, I have...
No, that's keen mind.
Keen mind, okay.
No,
As a
God.
scout, normally you can be like, I know where north is, I know where I'm going, I know where I've been, I know where I'm headed. You have lost that 100%, and it is driving you up a wall. You don't
Up
know
a
where you
mushroom
are.
wall.
Up a mushroom
It's
wall.
driving me up the mushroom.
It's driving me up the mushroom, yes.
Don't
So-
eat the mushrooms.
God, I don't want to.
So, you pass by streams, you pass by...
Can I cast Detect Magic just to see if I can get any specific pings, or if I'm just gonna get, like, yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Here's a question for you. If you were in the Feywild and you cast, you're not in the Feywild, but let's say you were, if you were in the Feywild and you cast a detect magic, would that come off as a yes?
That's a question for the DM.
That is. I'm gonna say, if you cast detect magic, you will be confused because you will suddenly, because detect magic, it's almost like your eyes can track where magic is.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's look it up, just to make absolutely sure.
For now, let's just say, when you cast detect magic, and you first cast it, you see no magic in the area. And then slowly, as another beat happens, your eyes are blinded by this light of magic. And then it's almost like your eyes are going super bright lights, and then like no magic at all. Tons of magic. No magic at all.
Is there any consistency currently?
It's like a heartbeat.
Okay. Is there... Yeah, there's nothing within 30 feet of us. I would imagine. Is there any consistency within 30 feet?
Well,
Well...
Tell me.
there was a squawk.
Tell me of
so
my
for
20.
Your natural 20, you know where you've been. This was just
okay.
a survival check of,
Cool.
did you guys get lost? These two are lost. You're like, I know where we've been. I don't really know where we're headed, but I know where we've been. So we're not walking around in circles.
Cool,
You
okay.
are kind of not leading the party, but you are kind of in front because you're like, yeah, we need to go this way. And it's like, shouldn't we go this way? And you're like, no, we've already been that way. What are you talking about?
We're not friends.
Yes. But
Yeah, that lasts for 10 minutes.
about 10 minutes, okay.
Yes.
10 minutes of you just
Yes.
Well,
Ah!
yeah, well, I mean,
He can't even close his eyes
My eyes don't burn.
Okay.
because he
They don't... My
doesn't
eyes...
have
So-
them.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. As you are traveling, you are being blinded. I'm blinded. About 5 minutes after you let out this squawk, you get a ping 30 minutes away. Not 30 minutes. 30 feet away from you. It is a sickening amount of necrotic damage. And suddenly, everybody needs to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I can live with that.
Huh, okay. That's an 18.
18?
17.
17.
3.
12.
You all feel this sickening amount of necrotic damage waft over you. You are the only one that sees... What? You're the first one that sees it because of your ping. You see a large, 25-foot tall, looming figure walking through the blighted plains as it's looking kind of towards the direction where that squawk came from. You all failed the Constitution check, which would have been at 21. And you will all take 30 necrotic damage. However, you all feel not a pain, but a burning from wherever you got that tattoo. As all of the necrotic damage that you would have taken is absorbed into the tattoo as it fades away.
Oh God!
You all,
No! We should have gotten 2 of them.
you all look into the direction of where you felt that necrotic damage come from. It is a looming creature above all of the mushrooms and most of the trees in the blighted plains. A looming creature with hooven feet, long, spidery fingers, and curled horns, and it's about 25 feet tall. Its leathery skin looks slick with oil while shadows around it dance. What you are looking at is a night walker.
What the fuck? Why?
Gone.
No.
We're fucking gone.
Is Fad worth it?
You
It's time to go.
all feel it as it is making its way through the blighted plains. And
Can
you
we
all-
hide?
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
ahead and roll. What would that be?
Stealth?
Is that a natural one, please? Okay, good.
No, but it is a 7.
All right.
Oh, God.
I don't like the way you said please. That is a 21.
21?
17?
17?
7.
7.
Jordan yeets his little stuff behind a mushroom.
Eats himself behind a mushroom. You are able to duck behind a tree. You...
Can I, by chance,
Kind of just freeze.
somehow, can I use my, like, scouting senses to assist him in, like, getting into a hiding place?
Oh, yes, I can help as a bonus action.
Go ahead and Simon roll advantage. Technically, that's with attack rolls, I think.
Okay.
But I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Nah, help action is just with everything.
With everything?
Yeah, except for saving throws.
Oh, I love her. Fantastic.
But
Go for it.
well, we're gonna keep that 7.
Was that a nat 1?
Yeah.
Yes!
So it's either a natural run or a 5 plus 2.
You...
So I can't
My
roll
help
today.
didn't help.
I can't roll today. You just trip me with your tail.
And you land on a bell.
I land on a
You
mushroom.
all are looking at this creature. So you do not notice when a woman with dark matted hair and extremely ragged and matted clothing, kind of appears next to you. She will grab your arm and say, "Come with me." She'll pull you behind a tree. Okay, so you are now hidden. And you guys will both hunker down as you are all hiding from this creature. As this creature is slowly making its way towards you, you will see her, with her fingers, begin to cast magic. And you will hear about 60 feet away from you, behind the creature, you will hear the same squawking noise that you had made earlier. And the creature will stop, very slowly turn back around, and begin making its way back to where it was, following what it thought was your voice.
Jordan would look at you and go, "Perhaps silence is the name of the game."
Yes.
Well, you learn something new every day, don't you? Write that down.
This woman will then look to you and say, "Are you alright?"
Almost no, but I think I'm okay now-ish.
Good.
He's a skeleton.
She would have grabbed your wrist, so she would know that it was very thin, but at this moment that is not her concern. And she will watch. You will all kind of stay silent for a moment while the creature makes its way away from you guys. And she will stand up and brush herself off. And that is where you kind of all really get to see her. So again, like I said, dark matted hair, ragged clothing. Her eyes are huge and a bright green color. She is kind of sitting. She's standing a little bit shorter. But she's standing in front of you. She goes, "Are you alright?"
Who are you?
"My name is Cordelia. I live here."
Why?
I
I
can't.
seconded.
I can't leave.
Can I,
You ate the things, didn't you?
can I roll history or nature or whatever to understand
Go
what is
ahead
going on?
and roll
Cordelia can't leave.
nature or medicine check.
That is her name now.
Cordelia.
Cordelia can't leave.
Cordelia can.
Cordelia.
Cordelia.
Little.
Okay, I'll take that 18.
So, what are you
Medicine.
asking? Medicine. So, what
This
is your
is
question?
more or less just, would Morntor have heard rumors in the scouting days, like over the course of the conflict, like maybe there was at least
Yes.
some point where they tried to come through
You have heard.
or past the Blighted
Yes.
Plains,
Now
so I
that
would
things
know.
are clicking a little bit easier, you have heard that when people come to the Blighted Plains and they eat or drink the fruit or whatever they do, they die. Most of them die. However, there is a tiny chance, like a 1% chance, that if they are somehow able to find a cleric or someone that is able to heal them faster than the disease can kill them, they can live. But any food or water that does not come from the Blighted Plains will be poison to them. So they are forever bound to the Blighted Plains. You know that this is a thing.
I would know that this is a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you see a woman in front of you and she says, I can't leave. This is where I live now.
That just sounds like a bad time.
It's not lovely.
That thing seems like a bad time.
He comes and goes as long as you don't make too much noise and he doesn't point at you. You're fine.
What happens if he points at you?
Well, doom.
Doom!
Literally, the stat block just says doom.
Finger of doom, yes. I'm not kidding you, that is what the spell is called. But yes, she says, well, he points at you. Most of the time you get frozen in fear, and you just have to wait until he comes close enough to eat you.
Well, just like most things, they die.
Yes. So Cordelia will then say, what are you all doing here?
We're looking for someone.
Looking for someone, yes. A friend.
A companion, a comrade, who was sent
Comrades.
here in search of a fragment of an artifact.
And you will see her nod, and then she will quickly look away into a part in the forest where none of you do a perception check. What? 3. Wow.
I can't roll today.
6.
6.
That
19?
19 plus
Okay.
5. I am on a
You-
roll with perception today.
Even you, knowing that if there was something out there, you probably would have heard it. Don't hear anything, but she snaps her head and looks over. She looks at the rest of the group. She says, why don't you come back to my place? Out of the elements. We can figure out what you're looking for.
He didn't even buy me a drink first.
And she
I don't
will-
think if we got a drink here, we'd be able to.
Yeah, you don't want to drink
Yeah,
here.
true.
So yes, do you follow her? Or...
I don't. Yeah.
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 Okay. So
The
Cordelia...
answer is
Out of fear and desperation.
Yes. So Cordelia will then begin to lead you back into the woods. You guys haven't come this way. From your survival check, you're like, we didn't go this way. So you will come upon a shambling excuse for a shack. It is hardly shelter. There are random planks of wood that are kind of tied together with vines that you've seen around that kind of form these 4 walls. And there's like a thin piece of cloth that's acting as the door. It is tiny inside. Walk in, and there are some bowls. There's a small table, a small cot in the corner. It is very much I have to throw this stuff together so that I can live. But that's all it is. She will begin to set the table, and then she will kind of realize, like, there'll be this moment where she stops. She'll begin to put everything back away. You can kind of see she was about to
Serve us
offer you food, and then
Yeah.
she was like, maybe not.
Maybe don't.
Well, why don't you tell me about this person you're looking for?
Well, his name is Fad, and he looks like this.
Or we'll see.
And
Or
Yes.
put the images into her mind. Okay.
Oh, fair warning, he invades your mental
No, that's
space.
fine. That's fine.
I always ask permission.
with
Okay,
more mental space.
I forgot this time. But usually.
It's fine. I don't mind.
So we're looking for, as he is projecting these images, we're looking for a companion of ours. His name
Lorcan Fraser.
Lorcan
Woolsey.
Fraser, Woolsey Bayorn, or Fad, as we individually know him as. He's a man of many names and apparently many years.
Stressed out
So
about.
it's like, don't know who I was traveling with. And she will.
Me knowing
She'll-
he's knowing him for at least 20 years, just
Yep.
like wait.
She'll say, what is he look? And you sent that Terrabrainish to go. Oh yes, actually, I do remember him. Actually, not too long ago, he came and visited me.
You see him?
Yes, of course.
By how long? How long ago?
About 2.
Yes, 2.
About a week ago.
About a week ago.
She will say I saw him about a week ago. He came here.
Came here.
Yes.
Had-
I found him in the woods and I brought him here.
Had he eaten?
Oh,
Of
no.
this place.
He had plenty of provisions on him. He was not going to eat me. No, he's well and good.
So you brought him here. You found him in the woods and you brought him here.
Yes, I brought him here and I gave him what he was looking for and some more and he was off.
Well, what was he looking
He
for?
was looking for a piece to a mural
Yes.
for a key.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it to him.
Excuse me, Corinthia?
Cordelia.
Cordelia.
Corinthia.
Cordelia. You seem incredibly
Gung-ho.
gung-ho. Doesn't seem to quite fit the casual demeanor that you have in telling us this information. Are you planning something?
May I roll in something?
Yes.
Roll for big brain.
19!
How many natural 20s have you rolled this game?
At
Just-
least 2.
Just one natural 20. The last game it was 3.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
But
just keeping a tally.
I rolled like 4 18 and ups.
Yeah.
I've been
Those are good dice.
consistent on this one.
So, you roll insight.
Well, somebody's got to roll well.
And you can tell she's definitely not holding anything back. She's letting you know. She's letting you know she met Woolsey. She gave him what he was looking for, and she did mention some other gifts, some other things too. And he left. She's not really like...
She's not being shady.
She's not... I mean, you can tell there is more to her story, but everything she's telling you right now is 100% the truth. So you ask...
Yeah.
You seem very...
No.
Yes. No. I have another thought is coming to mind.
Okay.
Are you planning something? You said that's what you said.
I was asking her if she's planning something.
I mean, what would I have to plan? I can't leave. I'm here.
Can I smell her?
Smell.
Creeper. Ew.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Roll waft check.
Waft check.
What has Oathkeeper been doing this whole time?
Hanging out.
Floating.
Chillin'.
17. That's a 12 again plus 5.
Okay.
Do I recognize that smell?
What do you mean?
Because when we got the letter back,
Oh,
there was a fragrance on it.
I apologize. You would have gotten that fragrance from Michael.
Okay.
Yes.
So
However-
now I have other concerns.
However, when you do smell, there is this... It's hard to smell in this, like, very thick air of the Blighted Plains. And so you take a good in, and there is this smell of, like, a lighter perfume. Like, she's trying to keep herself clean and smelling good.
This poor lady.
But it is off... At the
It is
tail
offset
end,
by the
Yes.
muck that she bathes
at the
in.
tail end of it, you kind of get this, like, decay and kind of, like...
The scent of death that penetrates everything
Yeah.
here.
Permeates.
So,
Yes.
I knew what he said.
I said what I said.
I said what I said.
I see what I said.
Yes. So she's just, no, I mean, he left to go continue his quest about a week ago. I'm assuming that he was going to do what he said he was going to do, but,
What did he say he was going to do?
well, he was searching for that mural piece,
Right.
and he took it, and we had a conversation, and, he said that he was looking for a godstone, and that I let him know that you can't see godstones unless you're worthy. Especially the Temple of Soul. You won't be able to ever see it unless you're worthy. So I gave him a gift. I gave him a telescope that would let him see anything, whether he's worthy or not.
Do I know what a godstone is?
Yes, so this is the Godstone temples. I use them interchangeably. So this is the place where the gods would reside during the Old Age to see people, and those that were worthy would be given sometimes a wish.
The thing is that wizard's trying to...
The thing that
Mike Gill is
trying to find. Would it go so far as to say that the godstones temples are effectively like the palaces of gods on Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
However, they've been lost through the ages.
He's looking for one in the Blighted Plain?
No, he's looking for one in Theatrum.
He's
looking for one in Rodent.
He basically told her about the mission that Mike sent him on.
Yeah.
I would look at her and go, what do you mean by worthy?
Well, I guess that depends on what the god's looking for. I mean, if he wants someone who's strong and who can fight in good battles and has a good heart, then I think that your Woolsey would be perfectly worthy. But just because you're worthy doesn't mean... Just because you are worthy and you can see the temple doesn't mean you can enter either. So I gave him another gift. I gave him the key.
Very generous.
You gave him the key.
Who are you?
Seconded.
Cordelia. And
How did you find
Cordelia can't leave. Yes.
How did you find yourself here?
And she'll pause and she'll say, I've been here for a while. And I've always been here.
How can you have always been here if you...
I was put here to give gifts to travelers and to send them on their way to where they should be going. And now I have gifts for you. And she will turn around and she will set out a sword in front of Morntor. She will set out a map in front of Jen. And she will set down a book in pages and papers and scrolls in front of Lindile. She'll say, to you, Montor,
I'll hold up the sword and look at his books.
I give you a sword. This sword will make you the most legendary warrior in Rodineth. One that will never... One that will never be discounted. One that will be sung about for forever.
I'm just gonna let you know now. I'm gonna roll insight on all of these
course.
items.
For you, Jen, and this is the reason why you don't really get that insight check. She shows you the map. Mm-hmm. It's a map of Rodineth, and there's an X on it. She goes, this is the location of the greatest dragon horde in Rodineth. The dragon has since passed away within his own tomb, but the treasures remain, and they are yours. And she will look at Lindile and she say, this is all of the information of who you were before you died. This is who you are. She will set them down in front of you and she'll say, gifts are not free, unfortunately. My gifts never are. For these gifts, all you have to do is go back to your lives. Be that warrior. Get that horde. Figure out who you were. But leave Woolsey to his own quests. He does not need your help.
Oh, I don't trust her at all. Not even a little bit.
Oh my.
Not even a little bit.
There's so many checks that I want to make right
Yeah.
now. There's so many
Let's start
checks.
with them.
I want to make a history check. I want to make a religion check. I want to make an insight check. I want to know if there is a person like folkloric legend about some Anatar, the giver of gifts in the Blighted Plains had
I'll
asked.
tell you, no, that's not a thing.
Some sort of a religion check about some deity, again, or folklore myth, like some mythological being who is said to give gifts, but at a price.
Mm-hmm.
Some chaos level, like, gift giver.
So...
Or insight of...
Go ahead and do an insight. Insight's the good one.
Because there was a moment where I wanted to do insight when she was talking about Woolsey at first, before all of this happened, that I was like, is she blushing when she talks about Woolsey?
I would like to roll.
It's a nice sword.
As I'm used to studying maps and writing and stuff. I'm a very learned little dragon. I would like to roll
Cat dragon.
to look at this map
Pseudo dragon.
and memorize it.
Okay.
Heck, I
Okay.
5. Yeah.
Linda?
Lorcan, throughout his time with Lindile, or rather Lindile throughout his time with Lorcan, kind of learned to accept who and what they are now, and kind of has moved past the concept of a past being before Lindile. And the concept of there is a past life is interesting, but not necessary for what Lindile is and what they want and who they are now. So Lindile is like just wants to know where Lorcan Fraser is and where Woolsey or where Fat is. He has Lorcan taught him to be his own person beyond what whoever he could have been before. So he isn't
really interested.
Yeah, is more like
That's cool. Cordelia will then say,
where's the man's?
yeah. She will then gesture to the gifts. She'll say, like I said, they are yours. All you'd have to do is leave these plains. You do not need to worry about where Woolsey went.
Jordan would close his eyes and pound his little dragon fist on the table and go, "We came here for our friend, and we're not leaving without him. Damn your gifts to hell."
And she will look at you and she goes, and yet he would leave you behind.
I don't...
Yep, that is a very, he would not do that. He didn't leave you behind.
He would never.
Woolsey never leaves anyone behind.
She'll say, well, are you taking our gifts or no?
I don't want your gifts.
I take
It's not
I
a gift
take
if there's
your
payment.
stuff and I lay it on top of the map. So it's all together. And I take the sword and I throw it down on top of it all.
Alright.
Piercing it all.
She says,
That's gonna be hard. Stabbing a book is hard, my guy.
We have someplace to be.
Indeed.
Gentlemen?
He would take off
Lady.
his hat. Go. Sorceress.
and then as you are standing up to her, she'll say, no, you can't leave.
Why?
He needs to, and she's starting to get angry, because she doesn't, it's becoming clear she doesn't want you to go after Woolsey. You've figured this much out. She goes, you can't leave. He's already gone. He's already up in Murstone at this point, which is a city in Rodenef, you all know. Or a small town in Rodenef. He's already gone to Murstone. You won't be able to catch up with him. By now, he's already entered the Godstone. It's too late. Everybody roll insight.
Heck, where'd all my good rolls go?
Not to me.
What did-
16.
She's bluffing. She doesn't believe that he got there already.
But she does. But she's truthful about Murstone.
She's truthful about Murstone, and she's truthful that he left a week ago.
But she is bluffing about the fact that...
But there's like a creak in her voice when she says, he's already there. He's already there.
Yeah.
Well, then we know where he's going.
Can I roll a survival check to judge, like, my understanding, just going from my background as a scout, going from my understanding of, like, general location of where we are currently to Murstone, is it possible for someone on foot or on horseback to get to Murstone within a week? I can roll.
There is, yes. So I will have a map somewhere on screen to show them, but for you, you are here.
I recall.
You are here. You are here.
Yep.
So Guilt Dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
and you can take a boat all the way over to Murstone, which would take about a week.
Okay, but by boat.
By boat. It would not take a week. I apologize. It would only take you a couple days. Not a couple days. Yeah, a day. A day. It would take you a day.
By boat.
By boat. No.
But in order to...
I'm making that up. It would take you like 3 days.
Okay.
I'm just...
So
You got a cookie in your
I
mouth?
had to get my mouth.
so the truth is, Wolvesy could already be there
Could already be there,
if
but
he
He's
left
on
a
his
week
way.
ago.
But she does not believe that he has made it yet.
Yes.
Which leads me to believe that he did not necessarily take a boat, but is walking.
Yes.
Which means we could still make it there if we took a boat. But we would have to get to
Guilt Dwarf.
Guilt Wharf.
You, as someone with a remarkable sense of direction, can you get us there?
Yeah, probably. I've been doing a decent job this far.
Fantastic.
As you all are standing up and getting ready, getting your senses of direction. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This conversation is... I will, like... This information, don't want to necessarily, like, have this conversation, like, if we get a boat, we can still get there
Right.
in front of her.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, in my head as I'm getting things ready, I'm, like, I have my hand, like, steady on my short sword.
Yeah, yes.
Like, I'm not...
She finna get out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you are all beginning
On
to make your
site.
way out of her hut, and you're starting to storm off and maybe, like, leave, she's running after you and says, "You can't leave. He'll probably die there anyway. Why would you leave now?"
Because
I have
we're
faith in
his
you.
So,
sidekicks.
Joanna would turn around and grab his tail and walk up to her, or fly over to her, and put his tail to her throat and be like, "What do you mean he could die? No more riddles. Straight truth, witch."
And so she'll look at you and she'll say, "Every gift has a price. I took from him what he treasures most. Precious years. When he left here, he was an old, withering man. He might not even make it."
I'm going to roll to attack her. 18.
Alright. You definitely hit.
I'm just gonna...
So go ahead and do your damage.
She gotta be some kind of hag. Like this is.
Yeah, like...
This ain't kosher.
3.
+2 plus your dexterity.
Yes.
What you need?
I need a pencil and I need paper.
I have pencil.
So that's 5 damage plus
Here we go.
the 11 con save.
Okay. You do not see her pass out immediately, so thank God for that. She does not. She takes that con save.
Soon.
So that was how much damage?
5.
Okay.
Squawk.
Okay. Where do you use your tail?
Yes.
Where do you stab her?
I slash her across the face.
Okay. So you slash her across the face, and this is very like, you slash her, and as she slowly begins to come up and look back at you, her form changes.
Ah.
And instead of her dark hair, her hair grows incredibly long. long, stringy, and white. Her skin turns green, her hands become bigger, and she begins to laugh and cackle. You're looking at a green hag.
That's a problem.
Roll initiative, friends!
Roll initiative to run. Oh, sure, I'll roll an initiative, but not for anything useful. Cool. It's a 19.
13.
13.
11.
19.
Okay.
How about Oathkeeper?
Working on him, right?
No, now, do it.
Where did I put that? Nope, not the Nightwalker. You don't want to fight him right now.
Yeah, let's
Or
not.
do we?
No, we are level 1. We can't even fight the Green Hag right now. We are small.
Yeah, you
But I bet she can't fight him either. Big brain plays.
I thought exactly.
No, that's dumb. Those are those.
Alrighty.
That is the 5-head.
The enemy of my enemy!
Alright, so Lindile, you watch as Jen slashes this woman across the face and her form changes into that of a green hag.
Ah. And the horror is clear.
Of the many things I can do, might as well do that. So,
Put that down.
I mean, the best I can do is make a distance and firebolt.
Alright.
So, let's pray. How about an 8?
No, unfortunately, no.
So, that's all I
Please
can
tell me
do.
you hit the house.
Maybe.
Odds
but,
or evens.
Odds.
You watch as your firebolt does not hit the hag, but it catches the cloth in the doorway on fire.
Heh.
Next turn, that thing will be up in flames because it's just
Thin
just-
cloth.
Success!
it's just wood.
This is a victory!
Alrighty.
Victory before before
Death
anything.
before dishonor!
Alrighty, Jen.
8 fire damage to a door.
8 fire damage to a door. Alright, Jen.
Okay.
You are face to face with this green hag.
Are we committing to this?
No! Lyndon isn't.
I mean, okay, so Jwen stares fiercely into her old disgusting face, gripping his sword with ferocity and honor, and turns to his companions and goes, "Run!" Ah! And begins sprinting away. As he's flying towards you, he can I discern the direction that we need to go in?
Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Roll smart.
Perception? Survival. Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Oh, wait. 14. 15.
15.
Yes.
You know the general direction. Are you trying to go towards the Blightwalker?
Nightwalker?
No. I'm trying to run in the opposite direction of it,
So you're not going after the Blightwalker.
but I'm going to be squawking as we run to try to attract it to her
that
house.
location. Got it. Cool
Yes.
beans. So you know where not to go to run into the Nightwalker.
Yes.
And you know a general idea of, like, we should probably head this way.
Yes.
And you start running.
So yes, I start flying in that direction and beckoning them to follow as I squawk. I fly a couple circles around, like, her hut, squawking as loudly as I can,
As it
Okay.
smokes.
and then I shoot off in that direction.
And now we get to sit back and watch his cat role plays a Nightwalker squaring off with a
Yeah,
green hag.
go ahead and roll a... Just roll a d20.
8.
Alright. Alright, that's fine. So you do that,
Yes.
and you begin to take off.
Yes.
Do you want to use an action or a bonus action to do anything?
I would like to use a bonus action, to make sure that they know what direction they need to run in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you want to use your bonus action to help on anybody for Morntor or the Flying Sword? To give them advantage.
Yes, on Mortor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool beans. In that case, after that happens, it is your turn.
Fantastic. With the help of the advantage, I would like to shoot her.
Okay.
Specifically, I am trying to shoot her in the hand, so she cannot cast a spell.
Okay.
Shot through the hand, and you're to blame.
Your with advantage. Oh God.
Good thing.
God bless advantage.
Yeah.
Because that was a 9. A little bit better with a 16.
You go to shoot, and it just barely misses.
Hecked.
Barely misses.
You've been
But you
hecked.
get 2 shots with a longbow.
Well.
And I will give you advantage on both of those shots.
Oh, thank you so much, cause...
Okay.
Okay, so 16 again.
Come on.
No.
No.
So you
All
take
right.
2 shots, and she...
Oh.
No, you don't get hit.
And that is why he was a sidekick.
And you...
This is why we're all sidekicks in our own way.
Yes.
I
and
can't roll above a 10.
Do you begin to run with Jen, or are you staying put?
Oh, I'm running.
Okay.
Running with Jen.
Oh no, I'm spraying
Are
down.
you making any noise as you go?
No, I think Jen is did swimmingly.
I think the smoke cloud
Okay.
is gonna do.
I was gonna say there was a part of me that was like, in my as a scout, would I have had a horn? Because then I would have just blown that as I ran.
Odds or evens?
What'd you say? Evens on yours?
Evens, yeah.
Odds?
Alright, you do have a horn on your belt as a scout.
Just...
Alright, loud as possible, there is a horn. And when you do this, the green hag, she gives you a look of like... There's like a... Not good, not good. It is
Screaming in my
now-
brain voice from far away. Fuck you!
It's now Oathkeeper's turn.
I'm imagining the oh shit from Ragnarok. Oh shit.
Okay.
When she realizes what's happening. Oh fuck!
Oh god.
It's Hela from Thor Ragnarok turning and seeing Surtur come out of the top of the mountain. Yes.
So, Oathkeeper will square up on her and come up and take a nice slash across her, doing maximum damage. And
Run, my friend!
Float, my boy.
Die,
see,
fool.
Oathkeeper stay where he is,
I'll give her! I'll give her up!
No.
I'll give her!
and he's going to stay right there.
No! No! I'll give her!
This is too poetic. I hate it.
Okay.
I'll leave
Green Hag's turn. She is going to go ahead and cast. She's gonna try and swipe at Oathkeeper. And she does get to hit on him, and he. Okay, Oathkeeper.
That moment when you punch a sword.
Oh.
Ping!
Okay.
No. No.
Oathkeeper is still standing. However, she takes two good like claw attacks at him, and you can see marks begin like, her claw attacks are now etched into the blade. And it was floating here now, and he is drooped down. A lot more. So.
Could I...
Oathkeeper, run!
Dang it. I should have imposed disadvantage.
Would you like to add that really quick?
I can, yeah, if that helps at all, but...
It sure don't. Okay. Alright, back at the top of the turn. So,
Okay.
Lindile.
I am going to just fucking run.
Run?
Following these two. And I'm going to just turn around and try to fire another Hail Mary shot in her direction and hope that if I don't hit her, then I'm gonna hit the house again to see what happens. That is an 8.
In total?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Even odds.
We'll do evens.
Evens? Okay. You do not hit the building. However, the smoke, the fire from the doorway has begun to catch. So there's definitely smoke. There's definitely smoke coming from this house now.
Okay.
Combined with the horn and all that information.
All the squawking?
All the squawking. This is definitely going to call the attention of a lot of things. So.
A lot of things.
A lot of things. There's more than just 2 beings in this forest. So.
No, there's only 2.
Jen.
Yes.
Continue to run?
Yes.
Or are you still squawking?
No.
Okay.
No more squawking, and I'm using my help action on Oathkeeper. And telling him to get a move on.
Go ahead and do a survival check for me so you know where you're headed.
9 plus 2, so yeah.
Okay. You are starting to get a little lost in the craziness that is happening, so you are starting to not really know where you're going. You don't really care at this point, but you're like, we gotta get out of here, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Away from that.
Away from that. Whatever that is, away from it. And you gave your help to Oathkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 shots on the hag, but keep running thereafter. So... What is that? That's an 18? Yep.
That will definitely hit.
Okay.
What'd Dad do?
Base 18, and then that's a 7. Okay. So I'm sorry, the 22 to hit with the longbow. That's a hit, you said, so...
Yes.
That's a D8 worth of damage. That's 5 damage coming at this hag, and I want to call out to Oathkeeper, but at this point I don't know if I can. I'm just desperately like...
Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Please run.
Buddy. Friend.
Ooh. 14.
Alright, you are a little bit more clear on where you're headed.
Jin, this way.
You are beginning to guide Jen as you're continuing. And Simon, you said you were running after them as well, right?
Yeah.
So you're about 30 feet back.
Well, I made distance before, in the first round of combat. Before
Oh, okay, then never mind. So you guys are all together as a group, about...
More or less.
More or less. You're about 60 feet, you're getting about 60 feet away from from the hag. So...
Before my turn ends, can I use my defender reaction to already impose disadvantage on the hag?
Yes.
There we go.
There you go.
He has advantage, she has disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm okay with this.
Does anybody know, for the help action, does it have to be a combat-based thing, or can that be a...
It can be a skill check as far as I'm aware.
it's skill checks. I will look it up because I have a player's handbook.
Okay.
When you take the help action, the creature you aid gains advantage on the next ability check it makes to perform the task. Alternatively, you can aid a friendly creature in attacking. So it's actually normally an ability check thing, but as an alternative thing, it can be an attack.
So did I hear you, it's just attacking?
It
Or
can
is
be
it...
either
both?
attacking
Oh, both.
or...
Okay. So...
It is supposed to be used for ability checks.
Right.
But it can also be used for attack.
Okay. So Oathkeeper is
We have
going
it
to,
switched.
feeling this help action, that would probably be you sending into his brain
The sword has a brain.
Sitting into it, because it's still alive,
It's
so you
sentient.
can connect to it.
Yeah.
Positive words.
Good vibes.
From the good vibes. You're sending
You
good
got
vibes.
a buddy.
And you are saying, come on, let's go. So he's going to take a swipe at her, and the sword is going to miss. But then he is going to disengage and begin flying. Flying swords have a speed of 50 feet. Flying speed of 50 feet. So he is zooming up quite close to you guys. Zoom!
Oh, God.
That Castlevania sword.
Yes.
Woo!
But yes, as he is running away, the hag on her turn is going to take a swipe at him, which is going to be a disadvantage. So she's going to miss by a lot
Whiff it.
with it. Not quite, but almost like pokes herself in the eye. Almost. It is at this point where she realizes you are 60 feet away, and as she turns around and sees that her hut is on fire, and it clicks in her brain what you have done and what your plan is to do, she will, in a fit of rage, scream back at all of you as you're running away, and she will say, it doesn't matter what you do, Kaas will get into that Godstone temple. Curse you! And is like screaming and yelling at you.
Who?
And everybody roll religion checks.
Fuck.
12.
12,
Fucking 10.
10.
You know, for a spellcaster,
12.
I probably should.
I'm helping
So-
him.
Yeah.
You are Okay. I will let you do this, yes.
For a spellcaster, I really should have more smarts on these kinds of things.
16!
Alright.
Alright.
You kind of make sense being a humanoid in Rodinef would kind of remember this name, maybe in one of your classes, one of your religion classes. Growing up, Kaas is... You recall reading that name in a textbook it was an older textbook. You really weren't paying too close attention, but you remember thinking, oh, that's kind of funny. Kaas, it sounds like chaos, because he's the god of chaos. And that's about it.
Heck.
And so you run, and that's where I'm going to end combat for now. Because
Because
You're
from now on
running,
it's just going
because
to be
you're
us dashing.
so yeah. So as you're running, yes, she's screaming and yelling at you in fury.
Yes, more noise.
Everybody roll a perception check, and then I'm gonna have you roll a survival check after that.
18.
18?
Good.
3. This is your listening for something, so if you have advantage on that.
Nope.
Ooh, I do! Dirty 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 18.
Okay, 18? Alright. So, as you are all running away, you hear the creaking of a tree falling, and you hear a which is what I assume a mushroom sounds like when it explodes.
Yeah.
And you can feel the ground rumbling a little bit, and you know something is coming closer, so you begin to run. Everybody roll survival checks real quick.
Well, that's a 12.
12,
13.
13,
8.
8. You are all running in the Blighted Plains. You run for a long time, as long as your bodies can take you, until you finally stop. You're far away enough, nothing's gonna get you, really. And that is when you all realize you are unbelievably lost. You have no idea where you are. You have no idea where north is. You are completely lost.
Hecked. Oh, hecked.
Suddenly, Jen, you hear this first. A buzzing in your ear. As something begins to around your head, and then come right in front of your face, looking right at you. It is a giant, not giant, but it's like this big. A giant, fluffy hornet. But it's not doing anything. It's just looking at you.
Jen would stare at it for a few moments and then go, "Hello, friend. My name is Jen."
And you would see it kind of like bob up and down and take you. It would go that way.
I think we are to follow our little friend.
Does it actually have like a hornet? Like it looks like a hornet. It
sting.
doesn't
Yeah,
look.
it's got a stinger on it.
I'm not worried about the stinger. I'm worried about the way that it looks. Like it looks like a hornet.
Like a fluffy one.
I'm picturing like
It's
moth
inviting.
hornet.
Jen follows it.
Okay.
I'm just. Does it look like anything that we've seen in
It
here?
does not look like it
No?
belongs
Cool.
in the Blighted Plane. It does not
Oh,
look
okay.
like it is from here. It is not glowing. It is not green and blue and purple.
Yeah.
It is like a normal yellow and black.
Yeah,
fluffy
Joanne would.
bee.
You would run after it. Yes.
I would go after. I would follow
You would
this.
all follow after this little bee. And it would disappear. But you would continue where you saw it. Within 5 minutes, you're out of the Blighted Plane.
Huh? Huh? Thank you, little bee friend.
Bees.
And you would hear it again, and it would go zzz, and it would like zoom around the party, and it would like bump into Oathkeeper, and then continue on its way.
Oh, he made it. Oh, he made it.
And as you hug Oathkeeper and you begin to look at him, all of the scratches begin to fade away, and the bee goes.
Oh, special bee.
That's a good bee right there.
Everybody roll religion checks. If you don't get a nat 20, you don't get it. Okay, so the other camera died, so we're gonna finish up the session like this. We love it here. So,
We love it
We
here.
love it for ourselves.
as
I love
you
this journey
all,
for us.
as you all leave the Blighted Plains, where you are coming out of the Blighted Plains, you see a large river, and then on the other side of the river, you see a small village. You assume this to be the village of Gilt Wharf, which is the closest actual village in the area.
Okay.
With your religion checks, none of you really know what that was about. Just a random bug.
The most helpful bee that ever there was.
A random bug who
I think
happens
he's another sidekick.
That's got to be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Clearly.
we
So-
just didn't notice him hitching a ride somewhere.
Yeah.
He was there the whole time.
He's
Clearly.
always been with us.
So,
In your cap.
yes. You all continue towards Gilt Wharf. Seek a night of peace and quiet away from... Gilt Wharf is farther away from the Blighted Plains than I had originally stated. It's a bit of a trek, so
Okay.
you're safe. You can't see the Blighted Plains. You are clear from
Awesome.
the
Haunting
awful feelings.
visage.
Yes, you have a pleasant and calm night there. You are able to find a boat that will take you to Murstone the next day, so you can make your journey there. And that is where we will end today's session. So, from meeting Michael Galehar to exploring the Blighted Plains
And leaving.
and leaving the Blighted Plains.
The most
Somewhere in the Blighted Plains, locked in Mortal Kombat.
Yes. There is a disturbance at some point in the middle of the night. You all kind of feel this chill run down your back. And then you fall right back asleep.
That fight. Top 10 anime betrayal.
Yes.
Top 10 anime
But yes,
combats.
thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to hit all those buttons everyone else bugs you about, especially that notification bell for the last episode of Still Kickin', where we will see if our heroes can discover where we'll see Bjorn or Lorcan
Not
Fraser.
heroes.
Sidekicks.
Psychics.
Yes, to see if our sidekicks can figure out where their hero has gone off to, gone missing, what sort of troubles he's actually gotten himself into. But yes, make sure to hit that notification button for that third episode. I've been Kat,
I'm Arden XIII. I'm still waiting on that ramen.
Good old Mal.
I'm Critical Blink.
and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye!
Peace.
Hopefully we can fix the camera.
Bye.
spaghetti.
Biscuit.
Sit down, you nerd.
Every time I move, my belt is rubbing up against
Oh,
this.
mine too. I should.
And every time we kiss, I swear I'll get back.
Okay.